Hello guys, my name is Lauren Smith. I'm here to talk to you about the N-word. When assigned this project of finding a topic that's both controversial and argumentative, I immediately went to the N-word and its restrictions and its curiosities and its taboo. A large impact of that has come from things within the media. The inspiration from this project started from the most reliable sources you will ever find on the planet. Twitter. You just can search up the N-word or the actual spelling itself and it'll be tons and tons of tweets about how if you're not black, don't say the N-word. You see people, your own peers, talking about every day, and it's an open platform for them to say anything they want. So with that, I found it interesting because the N-word somehow finds a way to always be brought up. The black community is reclaiming this word and finding it as a play upon power, which is very beautiful, yet also kind of restrictive, and I think it's something that deserves to be explored. I guess this is where we start. I just posted the survey onto my socials, and I emailed a few of my teachers to send it to their classes, and it's out. We are live, baby. I posted this less than 20 minutes and 13 responses. I'm feeling anxious for some reason just because I'm really excited and I want to open them right now. I just really hope people are taking this seriously and not as a joke because it honestly means a lot to me. I really do want to know what people think and I really just want to open it right now. I will wait. I will be good and I will wait. I have 117 responses and it hasn't been a whole 24 hours yet. I'm here with my friend Mayron. Mayron convinced me to open it because I'm not hard to convince. So, ooh, we have a very large race. Like, wow, look at me, cultured. Largest percentage is white. Wow. Do you say the N-word? 43.6% said no. How would you define the N-word? Defensive to individuals of color? Okay. It honestly depends on how they use it. Das T, a term that has been reclaimed from oppressors. I like that. My favorite. A black person, question mark? In caps. If you are not black, do not use it, period. I just want to know why. I mean, it's a valid response. I just would like to know why they think that, you know? Is the N-word more playful or casual when ending in an A as opposed to ER? 72% said yes. That is 85 votes. The other 32 said no. Do you believe the words should still be used? 37% said yes, but only by the black community. 29% said no, not by anyone regardless of their race. Honestly, I believe in our freedoms of speech, so it would be up to the person to decide. I don't have enough background to know. Thank you for saying that. I think it's up to the person to decide, but they also need to be aware of their audience. I'm impressed. I'm so glad that people are taking this seriously. So today we are interviewing. I am just a little nervous just because, hello. Hey, if you haven't noticed by now, my name is Lauren Smith and I'm black. You almost missed it, didn't you? Good thing I said it, right? I feel like as a black woman, me asking other people who are black might be a little uncomfortable. Being asked by a black girl, what are your thoughts on the N-word? They might think that my opinions will be judgments towards them or not feel inclined to be as honest. I don't know. I'm just trying to be empathetic and think about how other people might feel uncomfortable. But I gotta report the truth. It is my job. So I just gotta make it clear that my opinion doesn't matter here. I want open and honest answers, and the only way I can get that is if I let them know. I'm not here to judge them. So yeah, here we go. Here I have
Trevor
and
Aiden,
Taylor, Taya,
the BSU president on campus. What is your name?
Miana,
So what's your name?
Cameron Downey,
Here with our very own
Jake,
and
Anthony.
all right, so first question, why do you think the N-word is very popular within today's society?
Music, movies, books, and everything. I don't know, it's just people think it's cool, but it's actually really not that cool.
People hear it and then people think that they can say it.
I think it's about empowerment for people who have been oppressed.
like all the rappers today, they use it in their songs, and I feel like people don't really take it into context. They just think that because someone else is saying it, they can say it too.
Our next question is, Do you think the N-word is more casual or playful when it ends in an A as opposed to ER?
In songs, it kind of is interesting because people will say it like at a concert. I think that maybe you could say it's all right because in that situation, you're speaking as the artist who is maybe someone of color. But I think that, we shouldn't just be throwing it around if it's not for us.
Like the A is, but obviously not the ER. You'll catch a fade real quick with that.
ER is way worse than the one with the A, but either way, I feel like they're both bad terms that shouldn't be used.
It's just a bad word.
It definitely sounds different and it has a different meaning.
I also believe it's all about the context. I don't really think it should be used, honestly.
When you say, hey, what's up, like, it's not meant to put you down or make you feel bad about yourself.
Even for those in the black community, because, people do think that it's
Right.
more friendly coming from somebody who's black as opposed to anybody else. So what do you think?
No,
Is there a line where it's just like,
Yes.
black people can't use it in this context either?
Black line. I just don't think they should use it, period. I get, they feel like they're black and that they have the right to use it, but at the same time, you don't really hear, Mexican people calling other Mexicans beaners.
I just feel like it should never be used, or any person of color should be using it.
My last question, no judgments, but do you guys say the N-word? Have you said it? Do you use it in your everyday vocabulary? What's the T, kids?
Only as a term of endearment.
I do use it, not towards anyone offensively, but like when I'm singing a song or I'm rapping a song, I do say all of the words, so I'm sorry, but I would never use it to offend anybody or to be derogatory towards anybody.
No, I have not, because I don't see there's any reason to. It's like having to call somebody a B word. Like, there's no, reason. You know what I mean?
I do use it, but I never would ever use it as like a derogatory term. I would never use it to offend anybody.
I'm very white. I don't feel uncomfortable ever saying the word, but even if I'm alone listening to my music and the word will come on and I'm singing out loud, I'll just be quiet. I'll just skip it. I just won't even say it in my head to myself, to anyone. I just never used it.
No. Yeah, it's just not appropriate.
I have said it in the past, but I don't think I should, and I've learned from that, so.
Okay, so you have said it and you don't think you should. Any reason why you might say it?
Probably just, it slips when I'm singing a song or something like that, but
Okay.
I try not to.
And I don't even, nope.
Nope.
I've never said it.
Nope. But why don't you say it?
Because of history. When I say it, it just doesn't sound right. It's just uncomfortable. I don't want to go back or think about those times, so I just don't say it.
I think when starting this project, I was very adamant on ensuring I found an answer. Yes, we should say the N-word. No, we shouldn't say the N-word. Well, yes, you can say it if you're this. Well, no, you shouldn't say it if you look like this. Now I'm realizing that there's an overarching purpose to this, and I think it's the magic and the significance behind conversations of race. The need for conversation in regards to race is desperate at this point, and it's something that needs to happen. And if it doesn't, we'll just clearly divide ourselves even further. First, I want to address the black community. By saying, no, you can't say this word because you're not black isn't enough anymore. There should be some kind of explanation as to why it makes you feel uncomfortable. There's so much history and hatred behind the word, but if you want to get that across to somebody, I think it's important to explain it to them instead of assuming that they know, because the reality is some people actually don't. Next, I would like to address people of color outside of the black community. By saying the N-word because you grew up somewhere or you have black friends, it just perpetuates this idea that black culture should be oppressive, and if you are oppressed, you're automatically a part of black culture, and that's not the case whatsoever. Being conscious of your space and being aware of how that can make other people feel who aren't your peers is very important. Lastly, I would like to address white people and their approach to race, because I know it can be very uncomfortable, and be aware of the horrors of white history, but also don't let it define you. don't feel so uncomfortable to ask questions. Asking why something makes someone else uncomfortable gives you a lot more credibility, and it makes you seem so much more empathetic as opposed to being defensive and questioning why you don't have the right to the word instead of questioning why they don't want you to say it in the first place. Of course, I speak very generally. Be more willing to explain yourself in any regard, and be willing to be uncomfortable and speak about your culture and express your differences. That way we can all celebrate them. So the N-word, should it be said? Shouldn't it? I don't know. But what I do know is speaking about race is something that's vital within this country, and the N-word takes us one step away from that. Thank you.